Welcome to Christ in You TV. In today's video, I am going to share with you a dream sent to us by one of our followers. I will read it just as it was sent to us, with no addition or subtraction. Pay critical attention as I proceed. Greetings to the administrators of this platform. I am a recent addition to your community. Over the past night, I have immersed myself in numerous videos detailing individuals' dreams and visions. This experience has motivated me to share my own experience, spreading awareness about the divine and its messages. Before delving into that, I would like to make a brief confession, followed by recounting my dream. Allow me to introduce myself. I am a 33-year-old mother residing in Sweden, alongside my husband and 2 children. My roots trace back to an African upbringing within a devout Christian family. While I choose not to divulge the name of my current church, I play an integral role in its functions. Specifically, I contribute to the worship team and hold a position within the presbytery. Despite the demands of my job and the responsibilities of motherhood, I ensure my unwavering participation in every church event. Now, I would like to proceed by sharing my dream. I am a church leader's wife, and together, we have earnestly striven to raise our children in accordance with the teachings of the Lord. However, despite our efforts, I found myself succumbing to negative influences during the birth of our first child, Jason, who is now 9 years old. Complicating matters, my husband had to travel to Africa for a project shortly after Jason's birth. His absence continued for over a year, leaving me grappling with profound feelings of depression and isolation. Throughout this challenging period, I maintained daily communication with my husband via phone, yet his prolonged absence took a toll on my emotional well-being. Loneliness weighed heavily on me. Faced with these struggles, I made a regrettable decision. I allowed one of my husband's male friends to enter our home, seeking companionship and solace. This clandestine relationship eventually evolved into a physical one, marked by sexual intimacy. It pains me to admit that I continued this affair, keeping it hidden from my husband, who remained unaware of my actions. This situation has persisted until the present day. I am deeply concerned about a situation involving our second child, as I am starting to have doubts about their biological connection to my husband. I am struggling to find the right way to address this sensitive matter with him. During his absence, his friend became a significant presence in my life, even after my husband's return. Regrettably, his friend had a negative influence on me, leading me down a path of smoking and drinking, which I have kept hidden from my family. Despite my actions, I continued to participate in church activities, though my motivations were more about meeting others' expectations, particularly from choir members and church leaders who held me in high regard. However, I must admit that deep down, I felt disconnected from God, fully aware that my secret behaviors were contrary to His will. I must confess a heavy burden that weighs upon my heart. Regrettably, I have strayed from the path of fidelity, engaging in acts of adultery that I am deeply ashamed of. Moreover, I have made the painful choice to terminate pregnancies, actions that I undertook for my husband's friend. My conscience is burdened by the countless lies I have woven to conceal my sordid behavior. Throughout this period, my unsuspecting husband has remained innocent and unaware of my transgressions. Today, I pen these words with tears streaming down my face, prompted by a distressing dream that shook me to my core. In this dream, I encountered Jesus, but his countenance was far from the joyful visage I had once envisioned during my youthful days. His presence was laden with a warning, a reminder of the gravity of my actions. In this vivid dream, I found myself alongside 3 close companions within the confines of our church. Each of us clutched our Bibles, proceeding together towards the place of worship. Our journey, however, was abruptly halted by a police checkpoint that materialized along our path. Despite our lack of vehicular transport, we were subjected to an inspection, a thorough search aimed at uncovering any malevolent intentions or items. Astonishingly, my 3 friends were permitted to proceed, while I was apprehended and detained at the checkpoint. The weight of this dream and its profound symbolism weighs heavily on my conscience. It is a stark reminder of the choices I have made and the consequences that inevitably follow. My heart aches with remorse, and I am compelled to confront my actions, seeking a path to redemption and healing. In the dream, I found myself detained without understanding the reason. My friends, seemingly unperturbed, cheerfully distanced themselves from me, leaving me alone with the police officers. Their laughter and singing echoed as they moved away, an echoing testament to their apparent indifference. Approaching one of the officers for an explanation, I inquired about the cause of my detainment. He calmly informed me that he was merely carrying out the orders of his superior. A surge of frustration overtook me, and I raised my voice, demanding to speak with the supervisor responsible for my unwarranted confinement. Despite my agitation, I emphasized that nothing incriminating had been discovered during the inspection. Meeting my ire with a measured gaze, the officer challenged me. "Do you wish to converse with my supervisor?" My response was unwavering. Yes. In an instant, the scene underwent a transformation. The policeman vanished, and I found myself transported back to the starting point of our journey, accompanied only by the desolate landscape of a barren land. Here, no vestiges of civilization stood, no buildings, cars, trees, or any semblance of life. I gazed into the distance and spotted a figure approaching me. Eagerly, I waited, hoping for the person to draw nearer, but they never arrived. Yet, from my vantage point, I could perceive them moving in my direction. Determined, I began to walk, closing the gap between us. Astonishingly, with a single step, I found myself right beside them. The atmosphere around this individual radiated warmth and tranquility, as if a gentle breeze encircled them. Their initial smile shifted to a subdued nod, as if their excitement waned. Curiosity overcoming me, I inquired, "Are you Jesus?" In response, the man extended his hand towards mine. As his palms unfolded, I was confronted by wounds resembling holes. Overwhelmed, I sank to my knees, tears streaming down my face. In that moment, an overwhelming sense of remorse flooded over me as I grappled with the weight of my past actions. I was tormented by the transgressions I had once committed. The wounds on his palms bore a significance beyond mere injuries. They held a profound power, serving as a constant reminder and cautionary tale of my past wrongdoings. Though I believed my actions were concealed from the eyes of others, Jesus saw through the veil of my deeds. As I wept bitterly, beseeching for forgiveness, he embraced me tenderly. His voice, a gentle reassurance, admonished, "Cease attending church for the approval of man. If your love for me is genuine, then lead a life of purity and virtue." Mere church attendance intertwined with a worldly existence falls short of ensuring my companionship upon my return. A stained soul entering the sanctuary cannot be met with open arms. I am only present beside those who enter with unsullied hearts and spirits. In my dream, a profound message emerged, a call to return home and rectify my path before contemplating a reunion with the church. Awakening from this encounter, dear brethren, the emotions I experienced might not be fully conveyed by my words alone. The journey was arduous, weighed down by a sense of sorrow and apprehension. Beholding the visage of Jesus for the very first time in my dream, my heart yearned to share exuberance and jubilation. Yet the shadows of my past transgressions thwarted such felicity. Subsequently, a transformative metamorphosis commenced, and I halted those nefarious deeds. I am divulging this intimate experience, recognizing the presence of myriad Christians ensnared in analogous predicaments. Attendance at the sanctuary can be ritualistic, masking hidden iniquities that persist in seclusion. To my brethren caught in this web, I implore you, it is wiser to temporarily forsake the pew and embark on a voyage of reformation. The cessation of transgressions births serenity and elation, culminating in a day of rapture upon your eventual rendezvous with Jesus. I extend my gratitude to those who have borne witness to my testimony. May this proclamation resonate and proliferate, traversing the global tapestry as you share it with your cherished acquaintances and kin. Should you not have already subscribed to my channel, I beseech you to do so promptly, ensuring your access to forthcoming videos elucidating God's divine word. With heartfelt appreciation, I beseech God's blessings upon you until our paths converge once more.